The first video in this series of omega-3 fatty acids and vegans covered. Number 1. The 2 crucial mistakes vegans make with their diet, and Number 2. Why omega-3 fatty acids are crucial to the health of vegans. In this video, we'll share omega-3 fatty acid sources from the sea and the land for vegans, so as to help identify how much actual omega-3s are being ingested. So, are you aware of the great omega-3 rich foods you can obtain from our seas and land? And why is it that vegans, especially, require omega-3 fatty acids? In the meantime, getting an ongoing collection of news, reports, resources and courses on various health and wellness issues linked or connected with omega-3 is so easy to access. Take a quick moment to subscribe, and click the bell icon to avoid missing out on future videos uploaded to this channel. Plus, watch this video to the very end to access a special report entitled, How Omega-3 Fatty Acids Benefit Your Brain and Mental Health. So, here is Number 3. The role of Mother Nature. To add credibility to what's about to be shared with you, we will use Mother Nature as our teacher to prove some points that the supplement manufacturers, in particular, conveniently overlook in the pursuit of profit, at the expense of your health. So, let's consider the following. 1. Obtaining omega-3 fatty acids from the sea. The first mistake is to think that omega-3 fatty acids are produced by fish. Fish are the main supply of omega-3 fatty acids. It is reckoned that about 25% of all fish stock in our seas and oceans are caught and used in the production of omega-3 supplements such as fish oil, krill oil and cod liver oil. But where do the fish get the omega-3s from? Contrary to popular belief, fish do not produce the omega-3 fatty acids themselves. They get them from the marine algae that they feed on. For vegans, this is great news, because it means they can now go to the very source of omega-3 fatty acids and eat what the fish eat. This also means that responsible omega-3 fatty acid providers can grow and farm marine algae in a controlled and sustainable environment. As more and more people recognize this viable alternative to eating fish, it should give fish stocks a serious chance to replenish, and put paid to the doom-mongers who insist on fish stocks being depleted by the year 2050 or whenever. Equally, as people learn more about marine algae and how it can be cultivated, so can the fact that the further up the ocean food chain you go, the more likely the bigger fish, who eat the smaller fish, will contain unhealthy doses of contaminants such as mercury and heavy metals. That's why fish such as shark and marlin, whilst containing omega-3 fatty acids, also contain chemicals you don't want to consume. The reality is that the marine algae are at the very start of the ocean food chain, and are therefore the very source of omega-3 fatty acids. Finally, there's one other benefit to obtaining your omega-3 fatty acids from marine algae: there's no horrible fish smell or bad fish taste. 2. Obtaining omega-3 fatty acids from the land. The second mistake is to think that all omega-3 fatty acids are provided by vegetables and other non-animal foods. Omega-3 fatty acids are provided by vegetables, seeds and nuts, but not all omega-3 fatty acids are made equal. There are 3 main omega-3 fatty acids. 1. DHA, docosahexaenoic acid, and EPA, eicosapentaenoic acid, produced by marine algae, and found in fish, and 2. ALA, alpha-linolenic acid, found in vegetables, seeds and nuts. DHA and EPA are of a higher omega-3 concentrate than ALA. As we eat the vegetables, seeds and nuts, our body converts the ALA into the DHA and EPA, but at a much lower concentration than getting your required omega-3 dose from the marine algae and fish. The question now then is, should you take omega-3 supplements to top up the required daily intake of the DHA and EPA omega-3 fatty acids? The simple answer is possibly, which is expanded further on in the next video in this series. So, here is a list of 5 of the types of foods suitable for you if you want to follow, or are following a vegan diet. 1. Seaweed and algae, such as nori, spirulina, and chlorella. Farmed seaweed can be bought in powder form or as dried sheets. Popular in Asia and the Far East, it's a versatile ingredient, meaning that there are various ways to include these foods in your diet. It's ideal for adding to salads, or for soups and stews, and sprinkling on to meat dishes. Specifically, 1. Seaweed is a tasty, crispy snack, and is also rich in protein, with anti-diabetic, antioxidant, and anti-hypertensive properties. 2. Nori is the seaweed that is wrapped around sushi. 3. Chlorella and spirulina can be added to smoothies or oatmeal. 2. Vegetables, such as 1. Brussels sprouts, which also contain vitamin K, vitamin C and fiber. 2. Spinach, which is ideal for salads, adding to sandwiches, and using in many other cooked dishes. You can also sprinkle spinach on eggs, soups, and pasta dishes. 3. Broccoli, which is high in fiber, zinc, and protein. 4. Basil, which is also used to make tea, thereby promoting calmness and reducing cell inflammation. 5. Kale and cauliflower are also green leafy vegetables suitable to eat to provide the ALA omega-3 fatty acid. 3. Seeds and beans, such as 1. Chia seeds, which also contain fiber and protein. 2. Flax seeds, which also contain fiber, protein, magnesium and manganese. 3. Hemp seeds, which are rich in iron, zinc, protein and magnesium. 4. Pumpkin seeds, which also contain magnesium and calcium. 5. Soybeans, which are a good source of fiber and vegetable protein, as well as other nutrients such as riboflavin and vitamin K. However, bear in mind that soybeans also contain omega-6 fatty acids. 6. Edamame beans, which are immature soybeans, and are a good source of plant-based protein. 7. Kidney beans, which are also rich in minerals, such as iron, copper, manganese and potassium, and K1 vitamins. 4. Nuts, such as 1. Walnuts, which contain a lot of fiber and vitamin E, and 2. Cashews, which contain minerals such as iron, copper, zinc, manganese and magnesium. However, bear in mind that cashew nuts also contain omega-6 fatty acids. 5. Fruit, the best example is avocado, which also includes omega-6 fatty acids. However, avocados have antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties, so overall, it's regarded as a healthy fruit to consume. In the next video in this series, we'll consider the omega-3 based supplements suitable for vegans, plus an emphasis on why vegans must ensure their health is in balance. If you like the content of this and other videos on the Omega-3 Zone channel, and maintaining or improving your health and fitness is a priority in your life, then please feel free to share this video with like-minded people. In which case, by subscribing to the Omega-3 Zone channel, please click the subscribe button at the bottom of this video, and then by clicking the bell icon, this will ensure that you get notified of future videos being uploaded. And now, before you can download the special report, and to access further videos, here's the boring, but essential bit. Kindly note, the content of this video does not constitute medical advice in any shape or form, and has been created for passive informational purposes only. End of boring, but essential bit. Now here's your special report entitled, How Omega-3 Fatty Acids Benefit Your Brain and Mental Health. Just click on the URL link as indicated below, in the description box. And now for those videos about to come up on the end screen. Thanks for watching.